Hi, and welcome to the show. Again, we thank God that you can view the show, whether it's in your bedroom, your living room, your kitchen, any other area of your house. We're just excited to bring you D.A.P Ministry Presents. We're excited because, as I say, we've recovered from, or still in the process of recovering from Hurricane Katrina. I was fortunate this week to bring one of my relatives down to the Lower Ninth Ward and see some of the restoration. And I was fortunate, one of my cousins who grew up with me as a young child, seeing our old house that we used to stay in the Lower Ninth Ward, and he was amazed at the condition of it. And but we always say to you, invite friends, family, and go down to the Lower Ninth Ward and see the rebuild, see the new houses. I can tell you the streets are not that good, so try not to speed on the streets. Also, we're happy to have our co-host, the Reverend Darrell Smith, also radio personality D.K. Smith, 940 a.m. on your radio dial, and he has something that he says, and he says it like this.
From 3 p.m. to 7 p.m., I'll take you home in style with a smile.
And he also has his finger on the pulse of what's taking place in the city. Remember, last week was Essence Fest, 4th of July, all of those festivities. And I think he had something he needs to tell us about what's taking place at least this week or this month.
Yeah. I have some information to share. Number one, I'd like to share that the Plymouth Rock Baptist Church will be hosting a Christian Life Honoree Program to acknowledge Christians in the community who have demonstrated fruitful fruits in their lives. And this is going to be on Sunday, July 14th at 3 p.m. And the guest speaker will be Pastor Donald C. Jean-Jacques of the True Vine Baptist Church. And so they're asking, let us unite together, giving all the praise for what God has done in the working of kingdom building. Plymouth Rock Baptist Church is located at 233 Hillary Street, and Reverend Rainiel Daniels is the pastor. So we want to share that information with everyone. Also, let you know about another event that's taking place. The First District Layman Movement, the First District Layman Movement, Deacon James Holland, President, presents Deacon Lucas M. Wilson Sr.'s Junior Layman Seminar. And this is for ages 9 to 18. And it's what is called a Bible Bowl and basketball tournament. It's going to be tomorrow, July 13th, that's Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12 noon at First Free Mission Baptist Church, 426 Lamarck Street in Algiers. And the theme is Building Boys to be Christian Men for the Future. 1 Corinthians, the 3rd chapter, 16th verse, know ye not that ye are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you. So again, that's tomorrow for the Bible Bowl and Basketball Bowl tournament. I also want to share Reverend Harold Rapp lost his brother, Elton Rapp, and funeral arrangements have not been finalized as of yet, but we do want to acknowledge that. We do want to mention the fact that we had another loss of someone who had passed, and I want to share that information with you right fast now. Sister Bush passed, and that is, here we go, homegoing celebration for Sister Bush. Saddened to announce the demise of Sister Faye T. Bush, the wife of Pastor Theodore J. Bush Jr., pastor of the Community Baptist Church. Homegoing celebration, well, it was today at 5 at the Greater St. Stephen Church, but we do want to acknowledge the fact that Sister Faye Bush passed, and that, again, that's the wife of Pastor Theodore J. Bush Jr., and mention of the fact that another saint done gone home. And you had the opportunity to go to the homegoing celebration for
Pastor John C. Raphael.
Right.
Yeah, and it was outstanding. It was a great experience, and believe it or not, I talked a little bit about the legacy because he did so much in the community that he would be deeply missed, and but not only locally, he also did a lot on the national scale as far as Africa, Haiti, and Panama, different places of that nature, and we miss him, so we know that those individuals overseas will miss him as well for the work that he's done.
And I believe there was a school in his name or something like that. There was something in Africa that was something that was.
Well, they're dedicating. It was a hospital. It's a hospital. Okay. Believe it or not, it's a hospital, and it's a hospital for the blind. And some miracles have been performed because when the individuals have gone to the hospital, they could not see, and some of them are gaining their sight back.
Amen.
So it's been a blessing. It was reported by the national president, Dr. Stephen Thurston, the work that has been done. And so they're dedicating one of those wings, after Pastor Raphael.
Okay.
We have guests.
Yeah. I was just getting ready to say, one I know him from a while, but one I'm just introducing. So we present Aisha Johnson and Tiecha. I forgot your last name right fast. That's what I was looking up. Keiffer. Oh, how could I forget Keiffer? Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, Tiecha Keiffer and Aisha Johnson. And tell us what you're from and what you're representing. Tiecha first.
Well, I'm Tiecha Keiffer. I'm an education advocate from Families Helping Families of Southeast Louisiana.
And I'm Aisha Johnson. I'm also from Families Helping Families of Southeast Louisiana, and I am the transition specialist.
So tell us about Families
Go ahead.
Helping Families.
Well, Families Helping Families of Southeast Louisiana, we're a 501(c) nonprofit organization. We support individuals with disabilities and their families. Our whole objective is to keep the families together, and by doing that, we provide services, trainings, peer-to-peer support, anything that's going to help them stay together as a family.
Okay. Sister Johnson, I need to ask you a question concerning that because do you have a child with a disability?
Yes, I have 3 children with a disability, and actually my oldest is 15 and he has autism, and that is how I actually found out about Families Helping Families. When I found out my son had autism, I kind of felt that the doctor just threw me out there, and I really didn't know, what the next steps were or what to do. And then I found Families Helping Families, and I think that was a way of God I've been here 4 years now, and I think that was a way of God putting me in this place to work in this. Because if my son hadn't been diagnosed, then I wouldn't be in this world of the disability-related issues.
Now, I'm glad you went there because in most cases, how long did it take you to decide to do evaluation to find out whether your son had a disability? How long did it take?
It actually took me a while because when Kobe was 9 months old, he had a series of seizures, and so he was in ICU for a very long time, and we knew that, well, actually the doctor said that he wouldn't walk or talk or do any of that. And so, we've seen the goodness of God because now he is walking and talking.
Amen.
And we'll take autism over that any day. We
Amen.
can work with that. So we have experienced miracles as well as at Families Helping Families. And it took until he was 9 where we actually started seeing different things that he wasn't doing and developing in, and just that. And my husband and I finally decided to go and have him evaluated. But we at Families Helping Families, we try to promote early evaluations, because the earlier you get the diagnosis, the more time you have for those preventions so that the child can be successful.
Now, here's another question dealing with the educational part. Integrating that child into our public system, because it may be a question of affordability in the private system. What can citizens that may have children of disabilities to make sure that their children are being educated? Can they do something by the law that is protecting them?
Well, things that they can do is, for one thing, to get educated. And by doing that, I mean as far as going to places such as Families Helping Families, and we have other organizations that offer training that teach the parents on what to look for, certain things. If the child has not been diagnosed, but the parent may feel that something is different about the child, the parent can request an evaluation. And the good thing about Families Helping Families, we have a series of sample letters and tools just to assist the parents with getting that letter out to the school, because the parent does have the right to request an evaluation for their child. And if their needs aren't still being met, there are other ways that they can go about, and we help them, one step at a time, making and ensuring that the child receives the necessary things for them to be successful in school, and so that the parent is not alone in the walk. And that's one of the most important things for families helping families, to be able to help everyone in the community.
Give us an address or phone number, so individuals that may have a situation similar to y'all, they can contact you. Because I know personally speaking, if I'm going through something like this situation, I would like to have other people who either had expertise or knowledgeable about it. That way you can walk me through it and I can understand. And because sometimes there's a frustration in the house, then you get frustrated outside of the house, and then you can get frustrated. And you sometimes even coming to the pastor don't seem like it solves the problem.
Well, our address is 7240 Crowder Boulevard, Suite 202 in New Orleans East, and the zip is 70127. Our contact number is 504-943-0343, and we have a website as well, which is www.fhfsela.org.
Now give us that phone number again.
It's 504-943-0343, and the hours of operations are Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
That's very helpful, and I know it's going to help somebody that's paying attention and listening to the show and looking at the show, because we realize that what we try to do is give out information to help people, whatever problem that they're having. And if it's not even a problem, because some people watch the show and they give solutions, right, or blessings or donations, whatever, to help if they hear somebody needs help.
Right.
Well, I listened earlier what you said to Aisha about the studies and everything that you do for the kids, especially in school. And the first thing that came to my mind was a paper trail. In other words, everything's recorded, what happened, and like if the child is really advancing and everything like that. And I want to talk about the paper trail, number one, and also number two, for you, Aisha, if there was such a thing as a second opinion as far as for your child, to get reevaluated or something like that, because we always know that if you go to a doctor, you might not like what he says, but you always want to get a second opinion. Mm-hmm. So we'll start with you with the paper trail.
Well, the paper trail is definitely very important. We encourage our parents, when we first sit down and have a meeting, whether it be on the phone or in person, it is very important to keep good records. And we give them a binder. It's medical records, school records, home records. This is something to help them in the process, because oftentimes when you go to appointments, there's so much going on, and you might have the doctor talking or the teacher talking, and then you have your child sitting here, and then somehow, some way, you don't remember the paperwork. But we definitely encourage them to keep a trail of their paperwork, mm-hmm, because what normally happens is, sometimes what'll happen is, say for instance, you have a meeting and a teacher will say, well, this happened, and then you'll say, no, I don't remember it that way. It's verbal, and if it's not written down, then you have no proof that it actually happened. Mm-hmm. And so that's why it's very important to have that paper trail. And it also helps, say for instance, something catastrophic happens, you go to another state, you may not have anything else, but you have those records, yeah, that can transfer with you and your child. So that's the importance of that paper trail.
Mm-hmm. And as far as you,
yeah, as far as parents, when you first get a diagnosis of your child, it can be extremely overwhelming. So, at the point you're like, oh, I don't see that. So you may want to get a second opinion. And we encourage our parents, if this is something that you don't see and if something that you don't believe, then yeah, it'll be good to get a second opinion, mm-hmm, so that you can move in the right direction for your child.
Here's something that we know in raising children it can be difficult and pressurizing as well. Is it an added burden in raising special needs children, or with added expenses and then added really attention span for not just the parents, but do you incorporate other people to come in and help and assist in the situation?
Well, we don't see it as a burden, actually, because we love our children no matter how different they are or how different they may seem to other people. To us, they're normal in their own way. It's our normalcy because, mm-hmm, they do it every day and we're used to it. So it's pretty much our normalcy. The cost is very expensive when you have different therapies and different things that your insurance won't pay for. So the cost is, it does get expensive.
And so everything that special needs kids are receiving